Hope Channel is sponsored by the world's Seventh-day Adventist Church. We believe in being people of the Word, people of prayer, people of deep study of the prophetic writings, people who love Jesus Christ, people who keep all the 10 Commandments, people who are compassionate, who respect others, the community, and world needs, people who live healthfully by avoiding tobacco, alcohol, unclean meats, drugs, and immorality. We believe in joy. We invite you to be a person of hope.
Northern Mindanao, led by Cagayan City, is hailed as the fastest growing region in Mindanao with an average annual growth rate of 5.8% for the past 10 years. And according to the National Competitiveness Council, or NCC, in 2012, Cagayan City is the most competitive city in the Philippines. Dynamic Living, the Total You, cognizant of all these opportunities that we have right here in the City of the Golden Friendship, would like to invite you, dear viewers, in the next 60 minutes as we present to you our episode on Business Trends 2014, Navigating the Next Wave of Globalization. I am very much honored, of course, by the presence of our business partners here, and you can interact with us. We have the numbers shown on your monitors, so you can text or call us, and we'd like you to interact, dear viewers, with our guests. So I'd like to welcome to the show first, to my farthest right, I have here Stephanie Caragus. She's the President, CdeO ICT Business Council. Good evening, Steph.
Hello, good evening, Dr. Jean. Thank you for having us here.
Yes, gusto naming malaman, ano ba what's new, di ba? Para sa ating mga kabataan, lalo na yung mga entrepreneurs, so to speak.
True.
Okay,
That's
and
true.
of course, nandito din po si Malu Tumang. She's the Vice President, Food Processors Association in Northern Mindanao, FOPA Normin. Good evening, Malu.
Good evening, Dr. Jane. Thank you for having us here.
Oo, kasi baka meron tayong mga bagong negosyo na pwedeng pasukin dyan.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, and of course, hindi kompleto kung wala ang ating, para sa ating Cagayan Hotels and Restaurants Association. Masarap kainan po. Ha? Kohara, we have the President, Nelia Lee. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, and to all the televiewers, and of course with you, Dr. G.
Kulang
Thank
tayo.
you to be here.
Yes, kulang tayo, pero maya-maya she will be joining us, our Regional Director for the Department of Trade and Industry Region 10. She will be joining us on the second half. So let me start off by asking the three of you, na were you really intending, to become business women? Or you finished something else and then later on diversified and became business persons? Let's start with Nelia.
Of course, right now I'm already a businesswoman. I already have my own restaurant. It's just newly opened a month ago. As a person or those students who are now in the colleges, no, some of them di makatapos. It's because financially kulang. So maraming mga rason or family problem. But then, huwag kayong mag-alala.
Pwedeng magnegosyo.
Pwede kayong magnegosyo. Just like me, I'm a college level lang. I did not finish my college. But nasa diskarte yon.
Tama
So,
yun.
you have to work hard. Because I've been working for 26 years in a big hotel.
And ang ikinaganda kasi like sa'yo, Nel, you started off working, sabi mo, 26 years in big hotels, and now you are setting up your own. Di ba?
Yes.
Parang stepping stone lang yon, getting all the
Oo.
experience.
Oo, pero kailangan pa rin matapos kayo mag-aral. Yun sa mga kabataan.
Okay.
You have to finish your studies. Kung
What-
po pwede.
What about Malu? Did you start off like into business also, or ang sayo naman nag-aral ka muna, naging professional ka, and then you were employed before you went into your own?
Yeah, actually, I'm a business administration graduate, but I did not go into business immediately. So I have, I think, more than 10 employment. And then, but there was a time na I really wanted to do something na on selling. So, konti-konti lang. Kahit ano ay binibenta ko. And then I went back to full-time working. And then until there was a crisis, a global crisis, you know, the SARS thing.
Yeah.
Then I keep hearing on TV na one of the best way to combat SARS is to drink calamansi juice. And so...
So you rode on the,
Yes, so that's what they say na in times of crisis, there are also opportunities.
Yes.
So I took that as an opportunity to start, you know, preparing my own calamansi juice.
So yan na yung beginning ng iyong business.
Yes.
How long is your business already?
We started it in 2003 as a family business lang. Actually, dalawa lang kami, no? Ako at saka yung eldest son ko. So, ano lang yun, parang experiment lang. Until such time na nag-pick up siya, and then until now, it's still there.
Okay. What about you, Steph? Were you also a business person to start with, or you were into employment, a graduate of something else?
No, I graduated from information management at Xavier University. But as I was growing up, I guess the entrepreneurial spirit was really imbibed in me through my parents. My mom, all throughout, you know, the start of the family, she's been helping in the family income by setting up, you know, small businesses and being with my dad all the time, as my dad was a banker before. So everywhere my dad went, my mom would always follow him, and then would set up a business such as a school or peanut brittle business and all that. And I guess you know, our siblings and my siblings and myself, we grew up seeing that. Then, no?
Napakaganda, no, ng inyong experiences. I mean, on a personal level. Kasi parang pinapakita ninyo sa mga viewers natin na they can actually start it small and let it grow, di ba?
That's true.
So let's go back to you, Malu. Yung ano natin, yung sa retail business, how is it today? In 2014.
In 2014, actually, there are so many... in reality, there are so many big players. No? Alam mo naman, maraming mga from Manila na mga manufacturers. But in the retail business, like for local producers, no, food processors, I see there's a lot of opportunity naman. Kasi, for example, if there's a new mall opening in Cagayan or a city, some of these retailers who are already into groceries or malls can actually participate in the new opening, no? So it's an expansion of their existing markets.
So, in other words, hindi sila dapat matakot dahil nandiyan na yung mga big time,
Yes.
pwede pa rin silang sumali.
Yes, even if you go to groceries, you see even small manufacturers are there. So you can see them 10, 15 years, andun pa rin sila.
Sorry. Paano, what would be the reason for the tremendous growth in the food and retail business?
For one, I think the growth of the population also, and the inflow of people coming from different regions also settling in especially in Cagayan City.
Would you think na also na the young people, the young generation also has a role to play here?
I think so, especially when we have this sector, the health buff sector, those who are conscious of their health, so they look for alternative food, no? Hindi na yung mga the usual na
So,
mga junk foods.
Mga junk foods, hindi na.
Especially, there are schools who are already advocating for healthy food, no?
So pag sinabi mo na, yun parang ngayon ay ang trend is towards health, di ba?
Yes.
Parang ano yun eh. Would you say na ito is a seasonal thing na it will also die a natural death? Like the other, parang naging fad siya. What do you think? Sige, mauna muna si Malu bago si Nel.
I would say it's not a trend kasi nandiyan pa rin sila eh. I mean, like for the members of Papa Normin, we are 30 members. Some have been there already since matagal-tagal na, but andyan pa rin sila. So, and they keep on expanding their market.
You were about to say something, Nel, na heto ba, dahil nga yung influx ng mga kabataan ngayon, or hindi naman, talagang that's the way it is?
That's the way it is. Actually, sa food kasi, that's very flexible Oo. Yung mga kabataan, they can also do business in their home. Especially kung we're connecting to those mga bata na kulang financially, they can also help. They can do it in their house. Yung mga processing.
Pwede nga, di ba?
Because I did it.
Di ba nung araw, pwede ka nga gumawa ng mga ice candy
Oo.
Di ba? Pwede yung mga ice drops. Madali lang naman yan It's a matter talaga actually of your mindset on how you would want to do and to learn things Sa inyo sa technology naman, Steph, what's the trend today?
Well, right now, there is already a growth for a clamor for the mobile na mga applications. As you see that there are so many smartphones right now. You've got the Android, you've got the iOS and the Windows Phone and all that. And so there's a big inflow of yung mga gustong gumamit or gumawa ng mga apps for these mobile phones. And of course, yung websites, it's going to be there. It's prevalent and it's always going to be there because consumers right now are very keen on getting themselves educated first before even purchasing something. And so they go to the website first and to check out the business and the products and the services.
So,
And to take the reviews.
And to take the
Exactly,
reviews, yes, di ba?
exactly.
Lalo na sa
That's true.
hotels,
Yes.
di ba?
That's
Di ba,
true.
Nel?
In all products.
In
not
all
only-
products,
Yes.
yes. So sa inyo naman sa hotels and restaurant business, hindi naman kayo nasa-swamp doon sa mga food retails na yan.
Ano,
Kumbaga,
iba-iba kami
iba yung
market.
market ninyo.
Iba-iba yung client.
So, dumadami yata yung mga restaurants and hotels dito ngayon sa Misamis Oriental and even here in Cagayan de Oro City.
Oh, yes, it
So,
is.
would you say na yung demand is such na kaya kailangan magtayo ng mga ganon?
Oo, kasi Cagayan de Oro is being declared as the convention city since, I think, 10 years ago. Oo. And up to now, makikita mo naman na marami mga convention for
Yes, being held
coming into
here.
Cagayan.
Oo. Marami
Kasi
mga
it's
medical
mura.
medical conventions are
Oo.
even being set up here.
Oo, kasi mas mura at saka malapit sa lahat. At the same time, friendly tayo. Kaya nga, we're being called as the city of golden friendship, di
Yes,
ba? Oo. Kaya, actually, ang Cagayan de Oro is maganda pa rin. It's a nice place to stay and to have business here. Oo.
So yun yung sinasabi mo, the best to have a business pa sa ngayon.
Oo.
So would you say na yung inyong market share of the total pag mga taong kumakain pagdating sa restaurants malaki pa rin? There's a difference between like syempre pag hotels and restaurants parang more of nakabihis yung mga tao, fine dining, and is it really that expensive?
No, it's affordable. Oo, kasi for Cagayan de Oro, kasi makikita naman, the standard of living in Cagayan is not that much pa. No? Mababa pa rin yung standard of living ng Cagayan. But still, we can afford to eat good food. Kasi dito sa Cagayan, we can eat good food katulad ng Manila. Kasi sa Manila, if you there, it's very expensive.
Yes,
Kaya
that's
yung
true.
mga tao, they like to come to Cagayan. And we have a lot of seafoods, fresh vegetables. Nandito lahat.
Kahit
fresh
prutas.
fruits.
Oo. Kahit saan ka lumingon, ang daming nakakariton ng mga prutas ng mumura, di ba?
Yes,
Ang
oo.
sasarap pa.
And every time because we always have our kumbira, no, annually, that's a culinary competition every year. And we are the only longest running culinary competition in the Philippines.
In the Philippines. Ilang taon na ba yung inyong kumbira?
18.
18 years?
18 years na
Matagal
kami.
na nga talaga.
We're going on 19 na. And those judges, when they come here, they always have fruits with them when they go home.
Siyempre.
Kasi mura eh.
Oo.
And they want to eat fresh fish, mga ano-anong seafoods. Because we have it here in Mindanao.
Both of them kasi Steph, like si Malu and si Nel, would you say na kailangan nila yung inyong technology in order for them also to expand and grow their businesses?
Well, yes, the technology can also play a big part also in their businesses. In terms of the software, for example, like for Nelia, for example, is the restaurant management system, or most businesses right now is they want to
With the
maximize their
POS.
time in making decisions and all that, and so they invest in software to be able to give them yung data na kailangan nila for decision making. And so any business for that matter would really need the use of technology already for to improve efficiency, to improve decision making, and
Even ang sa inyong di ba? I mean even with the storage inventories, kailangan ninyo 'yon.
Yes.
Yeah, with the
Diba?
program,
Mahalagang
we need
mahalaga yan.
those.
Di ba?
Even with the POS, importante
Exactly.
yun.
Point of sale, yes.
Then for the
Importante yan.
ticketing of ordering, going to the kitchen, automatic na yan.
What about di ba yung mga tao ngayon masyadong busy? We know na heto sila they're on the go most of the time. Even tayo dito sa Cagayan de Oro, sinabi nila dati na laid back tayo. Ngayon hindi na. Pero makikita mo ang bilis-bilis na lahat ng tao nagmamadali na, no? We are so busy to the point na mas gusto natin yung mga madalian na pag take out,
everything
fast,
fast.
yung fast ang service, fast lahat. So how do you see this? Is it going to be good for the business, for the hotel, for the restaurants, for the food retailers?
For me, it's good. Kasi madali yung return.
exactly.
So mas mabilis.
Mas mabilis,
Imbis na
mas maganda.
Imbis na nakaupo lang sila matagal doon, nagkukwentuhan.
Oo. So, mas maganda yung mabilis.
So what about sa retail?
Yes, like there are convenience stores, no? Ang dami na dito. One of the trend is yung dumadami yung mga branches ng mga convenience stores.
Yes, na to 24/7 sila,
Yes,
di ba?
marami na. In Cagayan, I think there are three big players sa convenience
Alam mo
stores.
ba, Malu, nung araw, ang alam lang natin na ganyan, di ba? Pag pumunta ka ng Manila or
7-Eleven.
outside, 7-Eleven
Yes.
lang, meron
Oo,
yan. So nakakagulat na Cagayan de Oro has its own brand.
Yes.
Meron na, marami
Meron
ng
na.
local.
Oo, local pa siya. Oh, yes.
Apart from the three, no, big convenience stores, meron pang mga maliliit dyan na lumalabas. So, nagiging opportunity rin sa retail business.
Sa inyo naman na, Nel, would you say na if you say na 18 years na yung Kumbira and Kohara has been how long?
18 na.
18 rin.
Yes.
So parang magkasabay yun siya.
Oo.
Would you say na 18 years ago and today, if you were to compare, would you say that there is a rising market talaga for you to be able to grow as exponentially as you are now?
Yes, because basing on the number of membership.
So ilan ang members
Kasi
ninyo
noon,
ngayon?
members namin noon were only 12.
At talaga? So ngayon, ilan na kayo?
Ngayon marami na kami because we have three types of membership.
Okay.
We have the associate, the allied, and the regular.
So what's the difference?
We're already more than 100.
Ah.
Hotels.
So
Wow.
hotels yan.
No, it's together with the schools. Oo.
So marami talaga. In other words, if from 12 nagiging 100 kayo, it speaks volumes na talagang you're growing yung membership
are.
ninyo.
We
So
are.
if I were to set up a hotel here or a restaurant, I need to be a member
But you have to be accredited with the Department of Tourism.
before.
That's our one requirement.
Why is that?
You have to go with the standard. With the, Oo.
O kasi kailangan dahil syempre ang viewers natin kung meron silang pera and they're thinking, I'd like to put up one. Would I be able to set up one and join you immediately?
Yeah, why not?
So meron siyang mga certain requirements
Yes.
which is very easy naman to comply
Oh,
with.
yes.
Yung sa inyo naman, sa inyo Malu, how many ang inyong membership?
There are 30 but 26 yung active. And nasa cluster sila ng pastry, meat, beverage. We also have candies.
Dami, no?
So madami din.
Paano yun? It's very easy for them to go and be a member or dapat maging member sila bago or when they're putting up a business, they should come see you also to become a member?
Any local food processor can apply for membership for as long as ma-comply niya yung mga requirements.
And what would be the benefit for both of you, Nelia and Malu? What would it benefit me if I were to set up either a retail business or set up a hotel? What would it benefit me? Why I should join? Yeah.
In the hotel and restaurant, if you're going to join us, you would be included in all our promotions. And at the same time, you're going to learn a lot from us because we are always having these seminars and updating our members on the standards of and the trends in the industry.
So ang ganda naman pala. Yung sa inyo naman, Malu.
The benefit for one promotions also, since our members have their own stores also, so it can be another access to market ng mga members niya. At the same time, meron kaming mga partnership with different agencies who are also supporting our association, like DTI, DOST for the technology, and even Department of Agriculture. So maraming mga partner agencies, isa dyan yung DOLE. So if there are mga support, then the members can also avail of that.
Well, would you say na, before I go to Stephanie, would you say na it will also generate a lot of employment for the people in this place?
Yes.
Yes. It's a big yes. Because we are in the tourism industry. In tourism, in any country or in any place, tourism is a money-making. And there is a chain reaction. No, when there's tourism, there are jobs. When there's jobs, there's money, everything.
And people can also afford, so that they can supply and buy things also. Kasi dapat meron yan it's a cycle Hindi mo dapat itatago yung pera mo, dapat gagastusin mo
So
yun
kaya
di ba?
yun sa industry namin is connected with their
With them.
Yes.
With them.
Which is
Yeah,
also
with the
connected
retailers.
with sa kanila, Stephanie.
Yes.
and
Yes,
also connected with
yes.
Stephanie.
Yeah, yung
Yes,
sa inyo,
definitely.
Steph, marami din kayong members.
Right now, we have around mga 15 active, and then we also have with us yung academe rin na members. So there's the private, the academe, and then the government also na agencies.
And these people are able to help also the new players in town.
Yes, definitely. Because we're the ones that would also welcome them, refer them to the right people to talk to, so that they can easily go about their business and set up their business, much faster than doing themselves.
Would you, if you were to, go back in time, would you say na kayo, you would do differently? You would do it differently? Like maybe Nelia will not be in the restaurant hotel thing, Malu may not be into her Vitacy, and Steph would not be in technology. Or talagang yun yung parang you found your niche, so to speak.
Ako, I guess it would depend on what the opportunity is there for my skills and talents. That's where I'm going to be in. Because I think it's necessary that you also enjoy what you're doing.
Yes,
And
yes,
so,
basically.
Mahalaga yun di ba?
Yes. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I would, if you say if I would do it differently, if IT has been there, the moment I finish my study, I would have
You would still have gone there.
Yeah, I've
Ikaw
gone to
naman,
IT
Nel,
pa
you
rin.
would still be in the food industry.
My passion is really food. You can see it to my body. Food talaga.
Bakit ako passion ko rin ng pagkain?
When I was small, I'm always looking at my mom cooking. Ganun na talaga when I was small. Ganun na talaga. Then
What
I
about-
also have my special studies in culinary.
Talaga. So talagang yun yung pinursu mo kasi yun yung passion mo. Ikaw,
Oo.
Malu, ganun din ba?
Yeah,
Or you would
I'm
have done it differently?
Parang okay na ako dito. Kasi apart from my business actually, I also have another, parang meron ako passion ba. So I do other things personal, excuse me, like I have a ministry also. So with my business already established, I can enjoy doing the other thing.
Okay. So pagbalik po namin, we will be discussing further what to expect for 2014 in terms of business opportunities. Please stay tuned.
Viewers are loyal, encouraging friends and neighbors to watch. Why? Our viewers believe that Hope Channel not only enhances living, but changes lives through its compelling lineup of programs. Documentaries take subscribers around the world and back through time, visiting places where history was made. Fascinating biographies open up the lives and times of people who made a difference. Travel programs transport the viewer around the world, demonstrating how people work together to make a better planet. Inspirational programming challenges viewers to experience the joy of discovering faith values and offers spirituality as an important part of a balanced lifestyle. Health and lifestyle programs teach disease prevention and make healthy living simple and attractive. Hope Channel programs provide invaluable support for developing healthy relationships and strong communities. Welcome to donor-supported Hope Channel.
Unsa ang negosyo ang nilambo og nidako karong panahon?
Accessories.
Bugas ra og kwan, isda.
Mga kuan, kana mga groceries, pan, bugas.
Wala ko kabalo.
Usog nga nilambo. Wala may nilambo karon. wala may nilambo kay nga negosyo karon.
Ako lang man, murag binga man ron ang negosyo.
Naron, pagkaon.
Wapa ko kay baloon sa negosyo nga lambo kay mura nagkalisod man Japon sila dari sa mga tao diri. Kaya pananaw nako mura way asinso ang negosyo. Ang nasinso karon mura ra gobyerno ra man siguro.
Kung ikaw, sir, gusto magnegosyo, unsa man nga negosyo imong
Kuan siguro buy and sell. Buy and sell may gwapo nga negosyo karon.
Buy and sell. Mga pinikain basta buy and sell.
Accessories lang akong negosyo.
Ano ito negosyo? Bugas kay para sa katawan.
Kanang makatabang sa mga tao. Mga isda, mga bugas.
Bugas. Mga DVD raman.
Kini, SIM card.
parang pagkaon para rin mag-franchising?
Simple ra ka kuha lang sa magdaple na sudan, magluto. Then ligyag balot. Mora ra ang negosyo may pangandoy.
Welcome back to Dynamic Living, the Total You, with our episode Business Trends 2014, Navigating the Next Wave of Globalization. Napanood natin yung reaction ng mga in-interview. Mamaya mag-react kayo dun, ha? But let's welcome muna ang isang kasama natin dito, ang ating Provincial Director, Department of Trade and Industry, Region 10, Ma'am Eliza Pabiliore. Good evening po.
Good evening.
Yes, and so, react muna kayo doon sa napanood ninyo. Ano daw yung mga negosyong meron?
Food talaga.
Prominent yung sa food,
yung
no?
food talaga, mas marami. Tapos meron pa siyang accessories
To the smallest to the biggest.
Oo, meron pa siyang buy and sell. Meron pa siyang hindi daw niya alam. Ha? Okay, Ma'am Eliza, ang ano po namin, we were talking about what are the businesses that would be, good for our place, especially in this 2014.
Actually, for Cagayan de Oro, we've always positioned Cagayan de Oro as trade services and logistics center for the region.
Okay.
That's the vision, that's the positioning, and we're slowly looking at the realization of this vision because, of course, Cagayan de Oro is really the trade services and logistics center, no? If you notice, ang gaboom yun nga business in Cagayan de Oro are those that are engaged in trade and services as well as in logistics.
So pag sinabi nating trade and services, what would this be?
So trade and services, that would include already the retail trade industry.
So yung kanila maluyon.
Yes.
In fact, in manufacturing, so food, because they're into food. Manufacturing, they're classified actually as manufacturing.
Yes.
In the retail trade, those are the establishments that we see in the malls. Those engaged in retail trade. And the services sector would include, of course, the tourism industry, the hotels, the restaurants, and all those engaged in food business. No, those are part of the services industry. And then, of course, logistics, that would include the distribution of the products by sea, air, and land.
So, and these are being materialized. You
Yes.
can see that it is actively being realized nowadays.
Yeah, for Cagayan de Oro, yes, definitely, this being realized. And if you look at Cagayan de Oro, we're now the center. We're actually strategically located, no, in the center of northern Mindanao. So we are the gateway, in fact, to Mindanao. We are very accessible from Manila and the Visayas, and therefore we're claiming that we are not just claiming that we are the gateway. We really are the gateway.
So mas madali kasi puntahan ng Cagayan de Oro, di ba? By bus, by private vehicle, by land, by sea, di ba? Pwede rin. Tapos by air. So kumbaga andyan na siya lahat.
For shipping, we're very strategically located in Mindanao because if you wish to ship your products to Luzon, Visayas, and also to other parts of the world, Cagayan de Oro so positioned that it has easy access to the transshipment points of Singapore, Hong Kong, and even Korea and Japan. So, because if you ship your products to these countries, Singapore, Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, and then you go through the back door or the backdoor access, that would be very difficult because products from Davao and Jensen, for example, it still has to go around Zamboanga Peninsula before they can exit to Korea,
So mas
Japan.
madali talaga pag
So
dito.
it's easy
Pero,
if you
pero
ship
aside,
your
aside
person
pa,
from
aside
Cagayan
pa,
de Oro.
yes ma'am, aside from being strategically located, what do you think are the other factors that we consider? Why Cagayan de Oro is touted to be or hailed to be the most competitive city for 2012?
Several factors. One is the dynamism of the local economy. Second is the political stability. Third is, of course, resource endowments. Fourth is the peace and order that would also contribute. So
Yes,
there are
of course,
several
definitely.
factors, yes. And actually, Cagayan de Oro tops in the dynamism of the local economy. So meaning, there's really money in circulation in the city.
In other words, ang mga tao willing to spend.
Yes, probably
Kasi
it's
di
because...
ba, Malu, you were saying yes. Di ba, people should be willing to spend.
Oo nga, kasi with so many opportunities like new businesses coming in, no? So, isa naman sa direct result is the spending ng mga tao.
Yes.
And so, food kasi yung priority, one of the priority na item.
At saka hindi, aside pa sa food, di ba, yung pagpapaganda.
Yes.
Di po ba, Ma'am Elise,
part of the services industry.
natin,
Yes,
di
right.
ba? Oo. Part of the services industry, yung mga health and wellness. Di ba? Hindi lang naman pagkain, kundi yung mga health and wellness. Kaya di ba, ang dami-dami naglilipana, nagpo-promote ng kanilang mga no therapeutic
Oh, they're
claims,
already
di ba?
even included in the medical tourism.
Medical
Yes.
tourism,
Yes.
di ba? Kasali na sila doon. Oh, they're hand in hand with
Also
us.
gadgets, no? Mga gadgets.
Yeah, including the gadgets.
Yeah.
Di ba?
You've
Yung
got-
inyo, di ba, Steph, sa gadgets?
Yes.
So, how
Because
are you?
there are apps that are actually, in line with health and fitness, such as My Fitness Pal, yung calorie counting.
I don't like her.
Which I barely use, obviously. But then you have like mga Nike na apps and all that. So, yeah.
So, would you also say na dahil masyadong active din ang mga kababaihan dito sa lugar natin, and maybe it's not just in the place of Cagayan, but in the entire Philippines, masyadong actively, the women are so empowered, they're also working, they're also helping out in the household expenses. Do you think that's a factor to consider also?
Because women are majority than men. Kaya palagi talaga power ang babae.
By default,
even among entrepreneurs, if you notice, there are a lot of women entrepreneurs.
True.
Yeah.
Kaysa
I
mga
think
lalaki.
even sa food,
Yes,
food
yes, yes.
Magagalit na yung mga lalaki.
Magre-react na yan sila mamaya. Yes.
Even sa yung mga chichirya, yung mga kakanin, kakanin, mostly women kasing gumawa.
Aha, ang mga gumagawa niyan. Ma'am, sa DTI po, you are mandated by law, di ba? To help make sure that our businesses should be globally competitive. Kasi
Yeah.
di ba, yun yung that's where we are going. That's the reason why we're airing this episode, because everybody is parang always saying na we have to be globally competitive dahil magkakaroon tayo ng ASEAN integration. We will be
Yes,
discussing
yes.
that later, no? So, paano po ninyo yan na i-implement? Na to help these businesses na they become globally competitive.
One is, we have several programs in the Department of Trade and Industry. One is we're trying to brief all the sectors what is in store for them, in the globalization era.
Like for example, let's concretize that one.
Concretizing, we do briefings what sectors would be more competitive, what sectors would also be less competitive.
And sa atin po ngayon, applying ito as in Cagayan de Oro, what would be the most competitive na sector sa ngayon?
In the past briefings that we had, you can see that very specific sectors would stand to benefit a lot. One is our pineapple
Kasi
and banana.
Yeah,
Still.
okay. Still, oo.
Yeah, still pineapple and banana would remain competitive. And then poultry would have to improve its productivity, would have to improve its cost efficiency if it has to be competitive in the global market. That's as far as agribusiness is concerned. Of course, food processing will continue to be, we'll have to improve as well is productivity and cost competitiveness.
Lalo na siguro ang packaging, ano?
Yeah.
Yung
Aside, of
presentation,
course,
di ba?
improving the
Di ba,
packaging.
Malu? Kailangan ninyo yan?
That's right. Kaya nga, within our association, we do the body-body system, no? Yung big brother, small brother. Na we give advices, and we also endorse to the OST.
Para matulungan
Matulungan
sila.
sa packaging.
Pagdating sa inyo ba, Steph, meron din kayong para sa packaging ninyo for you to be competitive globally?
Because we're really in the service na side, and ever since the start of the outsourcing industry, we had to be competitive already right from the start, because we're already competing with India to begin with, especially
Yes,
in
napakamura
the
daw
BPO
doon eh.
industry.
Oo.
Yeah. And so yeah, we have to always be competitive talaga, and so we've kind of honed that already into our businesses right from the start.
Sa inyo ba, Nel, walang problema?
Meron din.
Pagdating yan, oo, globally competitive din kayo, hindi naman kayo natatakot.
Nasa diskarte lang yan eh.
Aha.
Lahat nasa diskarte.
Aha. So, paano yun, Ma'am Liz, yung ano natin eh? So, do you have programs also that will help these businesses?
Yes, aside from the briefings, we continue with our programs of product development, improvement of packaging, and then trainings on productivity and efficiency, and trainings on entrepreneurship, as well as marketing and promotions. And we also would like to assist them in further improving their products to be in terms of quality.
Kasi di nga ba, kung walang tulong na maibibigay, mahihirapan din naman kung if you do it all by yourself. Kaya nung first segment natin, I was asking you, well, how would it benefit me if I were a newcomer in town for me to be, actively in going to you and to be part of your organization. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina. Kasi di ba, dun sinagot nyo na yun na kailangan yun para matulungan yung mga baguhan. So, Ma'am Elise, if you were there, would want, watching us, would say na ako, I'm interested of going into business. So, kung newcomer in town siya, what would be the best thing that this person can do?
First is she has to find out what she really loves doing, because it's difficult to go into a business if you don't love it, if you don't like what you're doing. So first is, ano bang hilig?
Kung mahilig kumain,
what's your passion?
pumunta sa pagkain.
Because to have to be a passion, kasi it's difficult to pursue something that you don't like. Secondly, then you have to research. If this is my passion, what can I do about this? Can I make a business out of this? Third is, then you have to look at your resources. So, if you wish to go into business, do I have the resources, personal resources, financial resources, the network, and then you do your planning.
Okay.
So, you have to have a business plan. And then, of course, there are several government agencies whom you can approach. One is the Department of Trade and Industry, who can assist you in providing you with the information, as well as some trainings that he may be able to avail. There's the Department of Science and Technology that would have that technology available. And the other government agencies who may have the resources to assist you.
Okay. Now, balikan ko kayong tatlo. Would you say, yung sa mga binanggit ni Ma'am Eliza kanina, would you say na nung nag-start kayo with the businesses that you had, did you have that birthing pains na para bang nahirapan din kayo to the point na kumbaga I wanna give up kasi parang naubos na lahat ng pera ko at papaano na lang ako? Let's start with Steph.
Yes. Oh, Ma'am Elise is witness to all that.
Yung reality kasi syempre makakala ng mga viewers natin
so
lumaki
easy.
lang kayo and it's so easy.
No, it's not. I'm not going to promise it to be easy. I'm not gonna promise, if you get into the tech business that you're gonna be immediately a Steve Jobs or a Bill Gates. That doesn't happen overnight. I trust me on that. We really went through the difficult stages in setting up a business. Limited capital was there. We were lucky that TTI was there. We were invited to some seminars and trainings, especially when we started out. But in terms of unlike right now, we have an organization to help each other. We have our what you call this, we have our learning tours. So companies, the members of the organization goes to one of the companies and then sit down and actually have actual trainings on usage of software, or the best tools in the business and in the industry. Before, we didn't have that when I started in year 2000. And so we were groping all the time. We were really groping. And in terms of mentoring, there was very little mentoring with regards to technology and business. So we made the most out of it through the mentoring from my parents' best friends and all that. I kept on asking them what would be the best approach, and humbled myself.
So you would say, Steph, na it was not something na kung baga it's paradise. You really went through the difficult stages.
I went through having to, give myself a salary of 200 per month, 200 to 400 per month, just enough for transportation. That's it.
So ganun siya nung nagsimula ka.
Especially when, especially when the businesses at that time were not really that open to technology yet.
Yes.
We just saw the opportunity that there were so many graduates from IT-related school subjects that were not working directly to the or to the industry that they were supposed to study, and we saw a lot of businesses that didn't have technology. But it was really one of the most difficult things was to actually educate the business sector. That you can use the technology
It takes a lot of
and all.
patience.
Okay.
And all that.
So yes, Nel, it takes a lot of what? Ikaw, did you go through din yung kagaya kay Steph? Na 200 nga lang daw sweldo niya sa sarili niya, pamasahe lang eh. Ikaw, nilibre mo na lang self mo.
Hindi ako kasi.
Mura pang pamasahe nun.
Maski basta kung saan yung pera, hahanapin ko. Kailangan mahawakan ko siya.
Ganon.
So, maski anong ginagawa ko.
Okay. Motivation, grabe, as in, ha? What about
Basta
you?
maging pera siya, okay yun.
Basta in the end, the bottom line.
Bottom line na naging pera siya, hindi siya naging bato.
Hindi bato, ayoko. Pera lang akin.
What about you, Malu? Did you also have that?
Yeah, kung hardship, I think lahat naman ng mga nag-i-start ng business will go through that. Like I started, I was the one who produced my product. Ako pa yung magda-drive, I deliver, I am the collector.
Pero tulugan yan.
Yes, actually when we started, matatapos kaming mag-process hanggang 4 o'clock in the morning. Yung kasi hindi ka pa man, wala ka pang equipments at that time. Yung pinakamahirap actually yung marketing, the promotion of your product sa market, especially at that time na wala pang ganong product sa market. Tapos when you go to the store, pag-introduce mo pa lang, sabihan ka na, ano yan? So, local ka? Hindi pwede. So, parang merong discrimination sa mga local processor. At least now, bago na yung environment ngayon, lahat ng mga local producers ina-accept na.
At saka may paradigm shift na ngayon.
Yes, that's true.
Parang naaano na natin na we should be proud of our local products.
Yes.
Tangkilikin ang sarili.
Tangkilikin ang sariling atin.
Precisely why we promote our association. Yung FOPA-Normin kasi, dyan nagkakaroon ng support sa bawat isa. Halimbawa, bago ka, we as the mga old members, may market kami, sige, pasok ka dito. Parang we also introduce them to our...
So parang binibit-bit ninyo sila.
Yes.
So paano po yun, Ma'am Liz? You heard what they're saying here. So that's how business should be, di ba?
I think that's how business is, no? There really are birth pains in any kind of business, whether into manufacturing, into services, into trading. There really are birth pains.
So how do you keep the consumers, interested in your products? Ikaw, Steph, how do you keep them interested in your product?
Continuous education. Because you really don't appreciate something unless you really know what it is. And so in our part, we have a lot of trainings also. We give yung mga target market namin free trainings and all that. And when they see that, they appreciate it also.
What about you, Malu, sa inyo? How do you keep the consumers, wanting to buy what you have?
Keep them satisfied.
Okay.
With your product. Yes.
So satisfaction talaga.
Sustain the satisfaction.
Kasi mahirap minsan walang sustainability.
Yes.
Doon tayo na Sa inyo naman, Nel.
Be creative.
Okay.
With the food. Kasi makita mo naman, all the food is prepareho lang yung mga ingredients. But the presentation is different.
Yes.
So, kailangan palatable siya.
At saka lahat naman may nilalagyan ng asin. Nilalagyan ng toyo at ng suka. So, paano mo siya ipipresent? Doon kayo magkakatalo.
Para makita pa lang, sa mata pa lang, masarap
maganda
na siya.
Yes, ang presentation napakaganda, di ba?
Hindi pa natikman, masarap na.
So, kayo naman po sa DTI, how do you monitor the businesses? Kasi 'di ba, they go to you for registration. They have to register, 'di ba? Para hindi sila maging fly by night na mga operations. So, when they come to you, they register. Do you give them of course there's a list of requirements that they have to comply. So, once they have complied, they already operate. How do you monitor na talagang sinusunod nila kung ano yung standards na iniset ninyo?
Actually, we just focus on priority sectors because we cannot monitor everything. So we're focusing on priority sectors like, for example, the ICT, the processed food industry. So what we do is we work with the associations. So it's difficult to work one-on-one, no? Kasi we also have limited resources, limited manpower. So we, most of us in government would like to work with the associations. So any assistance that we have
is
channeled through the associations.
Para
It's
mas
easier
madali.
in terms of promotion and trainings and all the other government assistance is best channeled through the association.
Kesa naman isa-isa sila nakakausap.
Yeah, more difficult.
Di ba parang ang hirap nun, di ba? So pagdating po sa hotels and restaurants, ang kausap ninyo si Nelia lang.
Kuhara. We deal with
Kuhara,
Kuhara.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
she's the president now, so she will be representing Kuhara.
And it's also some kind of incentive to the members because if you are a member of an association, then it's easy for you to access assistance from government. It's easier.
So mas madali siyang ilapit siya.
And there are also a lot of government assistance that are intended for associations only.
So Ma'am Liz, you've seen the growth of Cagayan de Oro, di ba? Parang sinabi natin na the past 10 years, talagang we are growing, no? And we can see, as a matter of fact, I had a business meeting with one banker just this weekend, and she was telling me that one way of assessing that the Cagayan de Oro is truly fast growing is the number of vehicles. Kaya grabe na daw ang traffic kasi people can afford to buy, and a lot of people are flocking to Cagayan. So sinabi niya yon, and ang ano ko naman po sa inyo sa DTI, because you're the ones who are truly in charge there, would you say na talagang exponential ang growth natin, and would you say na in 10 years from today, how do you see our business market?
Yeah, Cagayan de Oro actually is one of the fastest growing cities in the country today. In fact, we always say that Region 10 is one of the fastest growing regions in the country, primarily because of Cagayan de Oro. Why do we say that? It's because in the GRDP, what is propelling the growth of the region is the trade and services sector. And trade and services sector is Cagayan de Oro.
Cagayan de Oro.
Yeah, that's why we say that Cagayan de Oro is propelling the growth as well of the region.
And do we have room for growth pa, say 10 years, 20 years from
There
today?
is because we
Yes.
foresee that the agribusiness sector will continue to grow. It's our strength in Mindanao. We have the land, we have the resources, we have the climate, and so because of that,
Kompleto tayo
as
sa
the
climate in
agribusiness
Mas
would
less,
develop and as the agribusiness would grow, the trade and services sector as well will also grow because we always service what is the need of the other sectors. Hopefully, our manufacturing sector would also grow, and we will expect more industries to locate as well, so that with the location of more industries and with the growth in the agribusiness sector, we expect that in the next 10-20 years, we'll have an exponential growth for the city.
Yeah. So, ikaw naman, Steph, how do you see technology 10 years from today?
Wow. Well,
Wow.
Technology changes almost every
6 months.
Yeah, I guess every 6 months, and then as in our education, every 2 years, if you do not renew your knowledge in technology, you're outdated immediately. And so I'm sure it's going to grow really fast. It's growing really fast, especially with the advent of internet.
Baka naman by that time, instead na kailangan mong ikaw mag-drive, pwede mo nang sabihin lang, okay, ipag-drive mo ako.
Which is actually already
Yeah.
happening
Diba?
because you
Yung
have
mga cars,
the...
you can by voice.
Yeah.
There's
You can give the
already
command.
cars flying.
But there is already,
There is
I
already.
mean, and even with Google, for example, they've already started with that technology. So we shouldn't be surprised if that happens
If that
really
happens,
already within 10 years.
What about ang inyong food and retail ninyo sa processing ninyo kaya Malu? 10 years, 20 years from today, what do you foresee in that?
Dahil sinabi naman ng DTI na Cagayan de Oro, center of growth no, sa Region 10. So, meaning to say, whatever growth, there's a parallel opportunity for the food retail business.
So always you are there.
Yes.
Kung baga, huwag kayong mag-alala kasi pwede sasama talaga tayo doon. What about sa inyo? Ganun din.
Ay, sa ngayon pa lang makikita mo na. There's already a new players coming in the accommodations and restaurants. So, the same with the Honey, I call her Honey.
That's my nickname.
Kasi we also have to update ourselves. Because in the food, we don't stop learning. We also have to
So kung baga,
every now and then.
out of a single egg recipe, you can make 100.
Yes.
Diba?
You can make
Or
it into
200.
an egg roll, you can make it into
lahat.
lahat.
So pwedeng gawin, di ba?
Pwede.
So yun yung sinasabi tayong innovation.
Yes.
You have to be
Yes.
innovative para maano niya. So,
Yeah, I'd like to add na sa food processing, makita mo naman na in one particular product, noon isa lang yung brand. Ngayon dumadami na sila. So, anyway, healthy naman yung competition. So, like for instance, yung sa pastry, no, marami na sila ngayon. Sa meat, marami na sila ngayon. So,
hindi kagaya dati na isa-isa
yeah,
lang.
so it's an indicator na lumalaki talaga yung the food processing sector.
In other words, there's always room for everyone.
Yes.
So huwag matakot.
Wag matakot,
Huwag
yes.
matakot. You don't be afraid because
No, you didn't
actually
have
there's always a market for everyone and a place for everyone. So, Ma'am Liz, we are geared towards the ASEAN integration. Yes. How are we preparing for this?
Actually, when you speak to the experts, they would always tell you that we have been prepared. Actually, since the ASEAN integration is next year already.
Yeah, that's next year.
So the preparations have already happened because tariffs have already been lowered substantially. In fact, for the several product lines, there are just I think a few whose tariffs have remained at a higher level. All the rest have been lowered down to 3 to 5%, and several of the tariff lines have already been lowered to 0. So there is little change between now and 2015 as far as ASEAN integration is concerned. What would just happen is just there will be additional tariff lines where tariff would be reduced to zero. So those are just a few product lines because a lot of the product lines have already been reduced to 0.
And hindi naman po kayo natatakot na yung ating mga business sectors will not be swamped by our ASEAN brothers and sisters when they come in na kumbaga malalagay tayo sa gilid
I think
lang.
what is important is just to ensure that product standards are strictly enforced. Like for example, right now, the Bureau of Customs is closely monitoring the entry of plywood products into the country because since the log ban some years back, we've had difficulty sourcing out raw materials for wood products. So most of the wood products are now imported. Of course, plywood is used very substantially in all of the construction activities, and therefore we need a lot of plywood. So there are a lot of imports of plywood now coming in. But what is most critical is just seeing to it that standards are strictly enforced at the ports of entry, so that substandard products, we would avoid entry of substandard products.
Yes,
I
para
think
naman,
that is one critical point that the government has to focus on, in ensuring that standards are strictly enforced even at the ports of entry.
well, would you say,
Excuse me, actually there's a lot of substandard plywoods available in the hardware.
That's why.
at saka
on the
murang-mura
steel.
yan. Oo.
That's why customs now are also mandated. The Bureau of Customs is already mandated to closely monitor the entry of plywood products into the
I
country.
hope that works.
Hopefully.
So paano sa food industry wala kayong problem in terms of yung keeping the standards there na dapat up to par kayo at par kayo with the other ASEAN brothers and sisters natin, so that pagdating na papasok na sila dito sa atin, hindi naman tayo mawawalan din ng ating share in the market.
Oh, actually, in our association, we are trying to look for somebody who can teach us in preparation of halal, because we don't have it here.
Yun yung kailangan natin.
Oo.
Oh. And you are working towards that.
I think
Oh.
the difficulty in halal is the certifying body.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some
Because you have to go to
problems
Malaysia
actually in the accredited certifying body for halal products in the Philippines.
And the DTI should help you with that. Kasi
DTI is working on that actually, but
They're still working on it.
there seems to be some difficulty in settling the issue of which among the so
Yes.
many is really the certified or acknowledged certifying body for halal products.
But we hope na that would be answered before the time comes, no, na kailangan natin siya. So what
hope.
about sa inyo
Hopefully.
naman, sa inyo naman Malu, wala naman kayong fears or agam-agam pagdating diyan sa ASEAN na 'yan?
None so far. Kasi naman yung market naman, yung dito naman.
Local.
Gumawa ko ng matrix kanina. Nakita ko na only 50% of our members talaga na nasa outside or region na market.
So 50%
Only
is
one.
inside.
Only one ang alam ko na nag-export. Kasi highly perishable kasi yung mga products.
Okay, so walang problem pagdating doon. Sa inyo naman, Steph, wala din. ASEAN, no problem.
They're global already.
Yung global,
it's
you're
been
already
global
globally,
ever
been
since the
global
start.
ever
Oo.
since.
And siguro, always maintain and improve further the quality. I guess you can say that,
So,
just
So
continuous.
to all of my guests, I'd like to ask you, what would be your advice to those who would want to set up their own businesses nowadays? Would you say na pwede kayo dito sa food industry kasi madali lang? Or what would your advice be to those who would be wanting to enter the business sector?
Do what you love to do. Kung saan mo gusto ko at ano yung hilig mo.
Yun ang tutukan mo.
Oo.
What
Para
about you?
hindi ka napapagod.
Kasi walang kapaguran, di ba? Pagka
Wala.
love mo yung...
Tsaka never ending. It's a daily task.
So it becomes parang a joy to
Tama
do.
yung sinabi ni Ma'am Elise na aside from you have to do business na gusto mo, then you must have your resources. Then kailangan you have your network. Importante yun.
Yung networking is very important, di ba?
Very
Nakalimutan
important
natin
na,
yan eh. Oo.
Yes,
Do what
yes.
you love to do, agree in all of those, and you have to be very knowledgeable.
Yes. Thank you very much. Napakabilis ng oras ko dito. I think that we all learned, I learned a lot from my discussion with my guests tonight. I'd like to thank each one of you. Nell, what would you like to say to the viewers?
I would like to advertise my newly opened restaurant.
Yes.
And thank you also, Dr. Jean, for inviting me here. It's an opportunity for me, and I'm honored to be here.
Okay.
I would like to
pangalan?
invite you. It's Afong Asian Cuisine, which is located in the Grand Central Building at the Veles, along Veles and Hayes Street. Yes.
Asahan mo?
Please
Pupunta
do.
kami doon. Okay.
Please do go there
Yes, we'll
and
be
try
there.
our food.
What about you, Malu?
Sa mga customers, please continue to patronize Vita C. Until the end, it will always be fresh.
Lalo-lalo na with the Ebola scare. You need a lot of
Yes.
vitamin C inside. Okay. What about you, Steph?
Yeah, we'd like to invite you to embrace technology and make the most out of it. Use it, for your business and help your business grow.
Yes. Ma'am Elise?
I would like to take this opportunity at this very early to inform the public, our entrepreneurs, that we will be setting up the Negosyo Center in Cagayan de Oro. We are one of the pilot cities in the country.
Nice.
It will be located at Chano Street. It's a new location, it's a new building. So we will be equipping the center with all the services possible for SMEs to develop, to grow,
that's
and
good.
Ay,
to
maganda
progress.
yan. Dapat
That's good.
pumunta tayo doon para matuto tayo, di ba? Tutulungan tayo.
Center, SME
That's a
center,
center.
rolled into SME center, investment promotion center,
So lahat na
and
nandun.
business
yun.
registration center, all rolled into one.
Yeah,
pag may
napakaganda.
investment,
Looking forward to that,
nandun
no?
yung pera.
Yeah. Remember always, dear viewers, that opportunities only come once. If you are going to develop it, develop it. Preparation is very important. Passion is also important. But at the end of the day, it is what you love doing that you should be doing. And services should always be to the full satisfaction of the customers.
Yes.
Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat.